our friend of the program, Mr. Justin Steele, with yet another quality start. His final line on the night. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, just the 1 run. Wasn't technically earned because of his throwing error, but nonetheless, it's a run. 2 walks only for him on the night, and then 5 strikeouts. So the strikeout number a little lower than what we've seen his last 2 outings, but certainly a nice number overall. Even late in that 6th inning when he was fighting himself, it was good to see him come back, good to see him get that K to get out of the inning without any further damage. And you saw it when he came off the mound and kind of that electricity. And friend of the program, we haven't had her on the show yet, but we will at some point. Friend of the program on Twitter, Sarah Sanchez, said, reminded her a little bit of John Lester as Steele came off the mound with that kind of emotion and energy. And I really fuck with that comp. Yeah, I really fuck with that comp. Just that, again, that competitor, that bulldog edge. He's competing against himself when he's out there. He's just that type of player and that type of person where he is so uber competitive that, again, in a season, we've talked about it at length here on Cubs on Tap. In a season where, there's nothing to technically compete for as a team anymore, you're not really going to make up this much ground this late in the game. Just to see guys go out there and still give it the effort that guys like Steele are tonight and constantly competing with themselves to get better is certainly encouraging and what you like to see. But hell of a game tonight from Steele. Would love your thoughts on Justin's outing.
I just want to say if they want to keep setting the sports books want to keep putting his strikeout prop at 4.5 or fewer before the game,
please do.
Just keep hammering it because the strikeout stuff, like we mentioned this last night when we were previewing this game, and it's really popping now. And I mean, yeah, he didn't strike out too many batters, but no earned runs. 1.07 ERA since the All-Star break. Is that good, Ron? I'm not sure. I think that's pretty good.
I think that's pretty good. At least the last time I learned how to do baseball math, that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, we aren't math guys completely, but you can use your little ERA calculators. You can cheat a little bit, right? They have tools now where we don't actually have to add those things.
That's the thing, Joey, is people will always dog shit at me because they know what I do for a living. I'm an accountant, not a mathematician. I do everything on a calculator, or Excel does it for me, baby. I like numbers, not math. There's a big old difference.
You like doing the inputs.
Yeah. I like looking at the numbers. I don't like actually calculating the numbers. Let's just put it that way.
Same. That's same. That's like when in school, same thing. Just give me the answer, and then let me look at all of them. Yeah, man. I like what Justin Steele's bringing to the table. I mean, he obviously had 1 run against him, but it wasn't earned. I thought we were going to get a little bit better luck too with him not giving up even a run, not even an earned run, but because the defense has kind of let him down in some of his outings this year. So,
sure.
With that said, though, you can't ask for more than what Justin Steele gave you. It sucks that the bullpen blew this game and even made this thing interesting. I'm glad that the Cubs ended up pulling it out, even though we had those stupid extra inning rules anyways in place that make it even more interesting. Thanks, Rob Manfred. But nonetheless, a win is a win. But when you get that type of outing from Justin Steele, this should have been no problem. This should have been a cakewalk to the finish line, and you guys are just walking home. We're flying W's here in the 6th inning, right? That's pretty much what I was doing as this thing was 4-0 heading into, I believe, the 7th inning or whatever. So I don't know, man. There's not much more else to say about Justin Steele. That fastball slider, what he's doing to his release point, he's mirroring. His release point is so much the same. I was looking at the StatCast data on that a little bit. The release point, just about on all of his pitches, really. I think he keeps it at that 6.2 radius, whatever you want to. I'll actually put a tweet out there or something. But
add Joey's stats on Twitter. Is that what your new name's going to be here, buddy?
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
Sabermetrics Joey.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that right now. I'll put something out there, but I just I get nerded out sometimes. I start getting nerdy with some of these things. But
let me nerd out with you really quick on that before we keep talking here, because Pitching Ninja put out a really good video. We tweeted it from the Cubs on Tap account. For those that are curious too, I feel like some people might wonder this. I don't tweet much during the game. Ron Luce doesn't tweet much. It's because I'm mad at the controls on Cubs on Tap. So more often than not, it's probably me that's responding to you. Just be warned. But we tweeted it out from Cubs on Tap tonight, and it shows the tunneling that he has with that fastball slider. When you are showing the batter for the first, I mean, it's what, like a second and a half or whatever for the ball to reach the plate. For you have milliseconds as a hitter to digest what the baseball is doing as it comes to you. When it comes in that deep in the same spot, if you're not picking up the spin on the ball, good fucking luck, because then it's either 94 on the top corner or it's 86 sliding out from underneath you with that fastball slider combination. I agree. Super sick. So I'll nerd out there with you. I don't have all the angles and the numbers like you do in your head, but something tangible that we can all watch pitching.
But that's great. You're pretty much saying the exact same thing though, Ron. Like it's the tunneling because of like release points and just where it comes off of his hand. And I think that is so insane, dude. Like at one point too in the season, he had thrown, let's see, this is a tweet from Alex Fast. This is July 22nd. Justin Steele is 21 four-seamers away from history. Most four-seamers thrown without giving up a home run in the pitch tracking era. So we're talking about that slider being so freaking nasty. I mean, he's got one of the best sliders by the numbers this season. He has one of the best sliders in baseball. And that four-seamer as well was not allowing barrels, was not allowing hard contact, and not much has changed since then, right? Like we're talking about since the All-Star break, how dominant this guy has been. And not to keep the entire show on Justin Steele tonight, but friend of the program, Justin Steele, absolutely freaking deserves it, man. Like this dude went out there and he's been doing it for a while now. So if you're not really paying attention to Justin Steele right now, even if you're playing fantasy baseball, I don't know what you're doing. Like you should be picking him up. You should be watching his starts if you're a Cubs fan, because this is something tangible. This is something he's really dialing in and becoming a solid piece to this rotation. So, I mean, you absolutely love to see it. I don't know what else there is to say. He's finding himself in the big leagues.